Hey everyone, welcome to Small Business Management at Wayne Community College. My name is Dr. Ryan Bradshaw and I'll be your instructor for this course. Just wanted to provide you with this brief introductory video to help familiarize yourself with some of the information within the course. This is a quote-unquote senior level course for our program, meaning that at this point you should be very close to graduation. Congratulations for reaching this point. This is a milestone in your academic career. And I hope that this is not the end of one program, but the beginning of lifelong learning and a journey towards more education, whether it be formal or informal. I'm a big advocate for reading and learning, so don't let the information stop here. You'll be surprised just how much there is out there to learn and to know, and how much more it will enhance your life as you continue down your educational journey. In any case, let me just begin by introducing a little bit more about myself. Like I said, my name is Ryan Bradshaw. I'm originally from Sampson County. Grew up in that area, in the Clinton area. Graduated Clinton High School, class of '98. After that, I graduated from University of Mount Olive with a degree in business and a degree in criminal justice. I got a master's in marketing from University of Phoenix and a doctorate degree in educational leadership from Liberty University. So I am an advocate for education because I see value. And as a business person, as a person that teaches business, I just want to encourage you and let you know that education is extremely valuable when it comes to return on investment. I don't think there's anything else that you can do that will enhance your life and for the amount of investment that you have to put in for education and the amount of return you get. It's just, bar none, one of the best investments you can make. So continue to invest in your education. All right, a little bit about the course. As you see on your screen here, I've got the beginning workings of the course shell for the small business management. Got a picture of me, as you can see, jump out at you. And you can see I don't always do the suit and tie, but we do have a formal look up there. Very nice. And you want to present yourself as a professional, as we go forward from your education into the professional world. You want to have a professional look and tone about yourself. Another thing that probably jumps out to you early on is the highlighted statement that is repeated 5 times. And the reason why I repeated this statement 5 times is because it's so very important to maintain enrollment, and that is regarding the enrollment verification quiz. You'll see if you're an online class, you must do the enrollment verification quiz ASAP to avoid being dropped. And like I said, this is something that's beyond my control. It's something the college requires. But do take time today, as you watch this video, when you complete this video, go ahead and take that enrollment verification quiz, get that out of the way, lock yourself into this course, and that way you don't have any worries of being dropped or anything like that early on. Just since I'm on the topic of being dropped, you do have to complete assignments weekly, and basically if you go 2 weeks consistently in a row without doing an assignment, that is grounds for being dropped from the course. So generally there's an assignment every week throughout the course, and I don't think the assignments are too labor intensive. We'll get into that a little bit more in a moment, but nothing in this course is beyond what you should be able to produce at this level as a student who's almost finished with their business program. So feel good in that regard. So we've talked about the enrollment verification quiz. Below that, in your classroom, you'll see the next bit of information. And so you've got the enrollment verification quiz right there. Then below that, news, syllabus, and course schedule. And so syllabus, just to bring that up for a moment, let me slide this over here. The syllabi at this point, you understand what it entails. It basically gives you a summary of what the course is at the top, my information and contact information. My office hours are going to be basically 9 to 10 weekdays this semester, and additional information just talks about the learning outcomes for the program, the institution, and the course. There is no textbook required for this, but there are going to be some other materials that will pop up, and they're all going to be online based. So don't worry about that. I will provide those as the course evolves, or give you guidance on where to find that information. We do have a no late assignments policy on this. And once again, I try to design this or lay out this course in a way that's manageable. I understand that you all are very busy. Everybody's got a lot going on, in their lives, personal lives, their working lives, their school life. So I try to make the assignments manageable where you can, I should be able to complete these without a great degree of difficulty. I will say that some weeks require more work than others. There's going to be weeks where it's going to involve, several more hours of work versus, some of the lighter weeks where you're just getting things kind of put together and forming. So just be aware of that, and I'll try to give you a heads up, for the next week as I make these videos and say, okay, coming up is this assignment, and it's probably going to involve a little bit more time. So you'll get a heads up on that. As far as the grading policy, this is a class that's graded on a 10-point scale, just like all the classes in our program. And with that, I will grade assignments week to week based on a rubric, and I'll provide more information on that as the course evolves. Some additional information, there's information about academic integrity. Basically, long story short with that is you don't want to plagiarize your work or cheat or collaborate with others. It's okay to collaborate to discuss things, but you don't want to borrow work or do work for other people or have other people do work for you. That's where you really get into the problem areas that nobody wants to have to deal with. I mean, it just creates issues. And we see it all the time where, I've had students tell me, hey, my girlfriend did this assignment for me. And, I mean, that's just so obviously not good to have somebody doing your work for you. So, like I said, there's nothing in this course that should be beyond your capabilities. If you do have some type of disability or need some type of assistance, we do have disability services that can be contacted to discuss that, and then there'll be a form process that you go through to let me know about that. I've already mentioned attendance briefly, but basically you want to make sure that you're doing your assignments. That is how I count attendance. So week to week, as you do assignments, that's how I'm going to be taking roll and making sure that you're consistently doing the work. More than 2 weeks with no work, or if you go 2 weeks with no work, back to back, that could be grounds for dismissal from the course. Basically, you're looking at that 14 consecutive days, and the way the assignments are laid out, it could cross over where you would go into that 15 plus days with no work, and that really it creates a problem for us, because they hold me to a standard as an instructor to make sure that if you're not attending class, that you have to be dropped for financial aid purposes. And so I don't have a lot of leniency when it comes to that stuff. And so make sure that you're doing your work. That's the best way to avoid any type of problems. Some additional information is about campus safety and some additional information about tutoring. We do have a tremendous tutoring service available on campus in Spruce 135. So if you do have questions beyond, or if you feel like you need some one-on-one engagement, don't hesitate to come to campus. A lot of students think this is an online class. I'm going to do it all online, all by myself. Don't feel like you have to be locked into an island somewhere off on your own. We do have resources available, but you will have to come to campus in order to take advantage of those. We do have virtual tutoring. There's an email address you can see right here where you can collaborate or talk to a tutor virtually through email. But if you feel like you do need some one-on-one, don't hesitate to come to campus, okay? So that is kind of a quick review of the syllabus. I do expect for you guys to print that off and review it yourself. Don't just rely on this brief tour through the syllabus. One last note before I do leave it. Email communication with instructor. Anytime you email me, make sure you include the question that you're asking specifically and include the course number. I have students say, hey, I have a question about this, but they don't indicate the course, and it's very vague and very text in nature of their email. And I can't tell you, if I have to estimate 50 to 100 times a semester, I have to email a student back and say, which course are you discussing? And it wastes time for you having to get a response, and it just delays the process. So make sure you're specific in your questions. All right. Another important document behind or below the course syllabus is the course schedule. And the course schedule I've tentatively laid out. Let me pull it up right here. And you can see pretty much there's an assignment. The first day of class is going to be January 4th. and there's going to be pretty much an assignment, all the things you see in yellow, every week of class except for spring break. I do give you guys a break there. But you can see, let me give you an example. When we were talking about the drops earlier, let's say that you hustled and you did this this week's assignment on organizational structure on the 26th. Then you didn't do anything for the 4 days here. Then you didn't do anything for 5 days here, so we're up to 9 days. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days has come, and then you didn't do this assignment. So that one example right there can show you how you can cross over into the drop zone where you could be cut from the course. Even if you've done everything else in the course so far, it just puts you in jeopardy of being dropped. And I just like to give you enough warning ahead of time, such as this video, to say avoid that if at all possible. So when you get into the course, take a look at this. I would print this document out and hang on to it just so you can have some insights as to what's coming up each week. And don't fret about assignments that are coming up. I will post a video and kind of explain and walk through what the expectation is for the week. In brief, you're going to be developing a PowerPoint over the course of the entire semester that encompasses a business plan that you're creating. That, in a nutshell, is what this course is about. So from concept to a finished product of a business plan is what we're looking for. So you can have an idea of what it takes to develop a business plan, and from this learning, you can possibly one day take this and turn it into an actual business, or take this and develop an alternative business plan or a better business plan that you could present to individuals or a lending institution or somebody to raise capital, whoever you may need to present to explain what you're trying to achieve with your business. There is a lot of points for creativity. We want to see all kinds of good, interesting ideas. So get your brains working around, if you could open a business, what would it be and why? Start thinking about that as we move into the first couple weeks. All right. So, like I said, this shell's still in development, but I've got a few things I want to show you. So everything will be done inside of Moodle. We're not using any type of third-party vendor like MindTap. It says if you do need help with business accounting or marketing courses, we do have that lab. I mentioned that on the syllabus, and they have the hours available right here. And then lastly, I want to mention the first week one. I'm going to be posting this video here after it's complete. So as you can see, like I said, this course is in development. But the first week's assignment, if we'll go back to the schedule real quick, is this case study number 1, how I built this podcast assignment about Sarah Blakely. And if you don't know who Sarah Blakely is, you've probably heard of her product. She developed a product called Spanx, and it's these hose-like material that actually helps to keep the form of women, so they can kind of help shape their bodies, more, I guess, flattering, I guess is the best way to say it, and to kind of keep everything, together. So, and it helps them, have a sleeker look when they're trying to wear dresses and things like that. So she explains it much better than I do in the podcast. But she had this idea and nobody bought into it. Nobody thought that this was a good concept, or it was just like, so you're taking pantyhose and turning them into this, and I don't get it. It took her several failed attempts to finally get somebody to buy into the idea, and then she had already met a manufacturer, and she had to get those people on board with producing her product. So for this week's first assignment, you will listen to the podcast, and there is a actual file here, the MP3. You can listen to it right on your computer. You can click it on your smartphone and listen to it, earbuds, whatever. And then you can write a 2 to 3 paragraph response talking about your key takeaways, personal points of interest, and addressing some other questions. So not a very difficult first week assignment, but it's just kind of trying to inspire you to get your brain working about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, what it takes to create a business plan and concepts. So once again, I just want to welcome you to this course. Anything that you need, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and we're going to have a great semester. Look forward to talking to you. Have a great day.